Alright guys, so the plan here is to remove the strut. If you want to replace the strut, good video. And if you want to replace just the strut mount like we were about to do, but we do need to take out the whole thing and put this baby on the strut machine there. So we're going to take off this 10mm. We're going to take off this little guy right here, this little clip. We're going to take off these sensors. And we're going to disconnect this sensor because it's going to stay with the strut, okay? Because we're not going to remove this from the strut. But these just push out just like that, so go easy on them. You don't want to yank too hard and damage the sensor. You can also, if by pulling it, damage the inside of the wiring. So that's that. And this sensor is connected all the way down here, back here, so we're gonna have to push on the tab here and remove this sensor. And the ABS sensor can just hang there, but long as we have a lot of free play. Okay, so this guy comes off, this guy comes off. And we're gonna go get a fork. We're gonna remove this linkage here. This is aftermarket linkage Moog, so it's an 18 and 18. You might have something that I do have a video on this. Search it up, Lincoln MKZ, how to change the sway bar linkage. You will find that. But anyways, so it's making a bung bung noise up here. The strut, you can see the spring is boom boom bouncing back and forth when you turn the steering slightly. Anyways, push on this tab and get this connector out of there. And once that is out, we're gonna take this off and we're gonna start taking off the linkage and bushing. I mean, not the bushing, the strut. But I do not want to. I want to put a floor jack down here so we don't damage any of these sensors. But if you want to remove this, you can remove this also. So I might, just to be on the safe side, take this little 10mm off right there. So I've been trying to take off this little guy, but the connector don't want to come out. So I'm gonna use a pick to go in there, and I am gonna try to force it off somehow, some way. Okay, there's gonna be no other way. So let me get that off. I'm using this pick if we need to, and we'll continue. Okay, so first I went and got me a 10mm here. So we're gonna remove this little guy. It's pretty stiff. Okay, here it comes. So we need to free this brake line here. There you go. It's a 10mm. Okay, now what I want to do here is let's put our camera right down here, and if you guys can see it with me, good. Okay, so right down here we have a 10mm. So be careful with these because it's into aluminum, so if you feel it, it's kind of jammed up, go easy on it. Okay, what this is gonna do is once you take off the strut bolts, these right here, your arm is gonna try to drop down further and you will damage that sensor. Okay, so be careful. That's why we're removing all the harnesses and everything, so we don't damage anything whatsoever. Same thing with the ABS. That's my wrench. Okay, there you go. Oh, it still don't want to come out. Okay, come on. How long is this little guy? So, looks about the same as the one we took over here. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna push this sensor to the side and let it just sit right there. Anyways, let's come back out this way. Okay, one last thing on this side before we go any further. This ABS is connected onto this strut, so we had to remove this little guy. So get a flathead screwdriver, something similar to this, and this baby gotta come off just like that, and let this thing just sit to the side. Make sure you don't hammer anything. Anyways, time to take off the 18 for the sway bar linkage. Got that ready. Okay, so I got an 18mm here with 18mm wrench in the back. Do not let this cable, this bracket here, go crazy. It will rip your ABS and sensor lines. So go easy. The back end just came off. Where is it? There you go. There you go. The nut fell to the ground. Here's the nut. 18 millimeter for this Moog. And there's the bracket that falls down. So make sure you put this baby back in. We're gonna push this guy out of here. So it is gonna hit the plastic in the back. So let's see what we can do here. There you go. Very easy. Don't let it rip this sensors. So let it sit to the side. Let it sit to the side. And this little guy can just stay right there. Time for us to, everything's clear. We're gonna take off these two, one and one down here. Okay, so we got a nut and a bolt. Nut and a bolt. Okay, so let me get my tools and the airline connected one more time. And this is 24 millimeter and a 22 millimeter. Turn this baby out. Same thing in the bottom. 22 and a 24. Bada bing, bada boom. Those two are out. Anyways, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna use a hammer. Just be careful with your lines here. You do not want to damage any of these, okay? And if you hit this, bam, you will destroy it. If you hit this, pinch this line in something, bam, you will destroy it. So take it easy. Okay, so I do want to angle my camera to the side a bit. So the reason why we want to hit these is because these are studded bolts, okay? These bolts are studded in there, so it's like compressed in there. So you're gonna have to hit it. So small little trick. Let me go get a screwdriver. What I want to do next is I want to put my screwdriver right here so our control arm and strut just doesn't fall. Not the strut, the spindle fall down. That way, this is gonna hold it for us. Do the same for the bottom. Just push the line, brake line a bit to the side, and guess what? This is out. I'm gonna wiggle it around a bit, and everything is loose. Everything is out of the way. We need to go up on the top and remove 3 bolts. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is 1 bolt, 2 bolt. There's one all the way down here. We're gonna just fish that baby out. We're not gonna remove none of this stuff, okay? Don't go crazy. So you're probably not gonna see this part, but exactly what I'm gonna do, you're gonna do. You lift this baby up, okay? And get your 10 millimeter. Once you lift this up, take off that 10 millimeter first while the other 2 are holding. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna need both of my hands so the camera is not gonna capture this. I'm gonna get that off and then we will take these off. Okay, so I took one of the bolts off. Let's put it somewhere safe. So what I did was I took this thermostat and I stuck it underneath here. And then you're able to put your whole hand right through here. Okay, right through here. So I got 2 left. But right now, I'm down here. I put my floor jack right underneath this arm right here. And it's just going to support it a bit. We could take off this baby. Okay, nothing is going to get yanked. Especially this ABS sensor. And there's your strut. It's loose. We don't want to put too much force on the axle. So let's just keep it to one side. We'll take off the strut this way. But we need to grab this and take off 1, 2 bolts. Okay, so again, hold the strut. Okay, I'm not holding it yet. I'm gonna hold it just about now. Okay, and the strut is out of the way. Okay. Just trying to fish it over the brake line here. Come on, little guy. Don't do this to me. It's heavy. There you go. Gonna grab the ABS sensor line. I don't want that thing yanked. Not the ABS sensor, the sensor cable for the strut. And there's your strut. Woo! Okay, there's our strut. Waiting on the strut mount. And strut mount is this piece right here. So we need to compress this baby. But anyways, always, you see this flat? It has a flat spot. This is to the back, so that's how we're gonna indicate this is to the back. So make sure that's to the back. And we're gonna compress this onto the compress machine. Okay guys, so we got this on the strut machine. It's loose. This is an 18 millimeter. On the top, we have this little plastic piece. We took this off. It's always a good idea to throw some WD-40 on it so things can move freely. So one thing I want to tell you guys is when you're turning this bolt, the whole shaft might want to turn with it. So what I like to do is I like to remove this cup here, the strut boot here. Push it up. We'll get that thing back into place later on. No worries. No tools on it like vice grip. You can put vice grip on it, but it's dangerous. You might put a cut on the strut, and that strut is gonna leak. Okay, come on. Something's going on here. Is it mounted onto the side? Okay, it's caught between. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to grab that little guy. It doesn't turn freely, so it's coming out. A little bit more. There you go. The strut should go down just like that. Okay, this boot is just freaking annoying. Ah, come on. It's stuck into a little housing. So there you go. We're gonna let that sit there. Let's get our bolt out of here. What can I use to get this bolt out of here? Oh my. Right now is where I don't like to waste time. This is our bolt. Okay, we have to release the tension of this strut spring. McPherson strut. Okay. So it's gonna be a long time, so we'll be right back once we're done. Okay guys, everything is loose. Let's grab. We can't grab this because then I need both my hands. So the spring is out of the way. This is out of the way. I'm gonna gently just lift up the strut mount and leave the spring sitting just the way it is. There's our issue. Okay, so problem here is with the load, that bearing is dead. With the load, it's gonna make noise. So we're gonna wait for the new mount. We'll leave everything just the way it is. Okay, we got our strut mount made by Monroe, strut mate, part number. There you go. And inside we got the bearing. So this is the actual problem we have. And then it comes with the new bolts. We got new bolts. And we got the mount assembly itself. So let me get this out of the bag. So here it is, out of the bag. This is what this looked like. So this is the rear end right here. And 3 bolts. Just leave in the box. So let's bring over our strut here. Mount. Okay, so one thing we did not pay attention to is this little guy, okay? So I guess, you see that? That's where this baby's gonna be at the end on the curve right here. This is where it's gonna be at. And then your strut will be nice and straight. If you turn it around, it's not gonna be straight. So that's what it is. Let's get this baby going. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is, this is the old one. So we're gonna take off this piece right here. We're gonna take off this little guy right here. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put this in the bottom. This doesn't matter where it goes, so just pay attention to it. So there is a small little marking here. So if you're facing it this way, make sure these 2 notches are lined. And the spring has caused a small little groove right there, so make sure you put that there. So let's put this baby facing the back end just like so. Push this in. No noise. See that? No noise. compared to this guy right here. Okay, and the last thing we need to do here is we need to stick this baby right back where it belongs. Okay, so now, okay, you see this? So this is how it's gonna be. So this is how it's gonna go, simply just like that. Sit this down just like that. Let me just show you guys how we sit this down. So all I did was, you see this, the back housing, make sure this thing is in the same spot. So I am gonna turn this a bit. Okay, and then we're gonna lock up the hole, put the strut in, assemble it, and take it to the car. Okay, so we got our strut ready. The mount is on. So look at this. This is the front end right here. Right in the back end is the little notch. Anyways, we're gonna put this in and put the bolts in, and that's how it's gonna be done. Okay guys, we're ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the strut into the bottom, and then I'm gonna move it around to line it. Let's see if I can get it to the proper spot. Be careful with the brake line, and be careful with the sensor on the strut. Once I have this baby in place, I want to take my new bolts Ooh, that was really simple for me to get one. Let me just make sure everything's correct. There you go. Once you have one, that's it. Move around the shirt. Capture the second one. There you go. Make sure you get it nice and straight. Do not cross thread. If you feel like it's going crooked, take it back out. Try again. Okay, this one doesn't. Okay, it's in. There you go. We got this baby in. So what I want to do here is, okay, it's a different size. Ooh, 11 millimeters. Okay, that wasn't so bad. So it's a 12 millimeter, not even 11. You got one. I don't want to jam this all the way because we still need to put the third bolt, which, like I said, you can reach right from down here. You don't want to lock everything up and then this bolt doesn't fit because you're gonna have to move around a bit. There you go, just like that. Okay, got it. Yep. So now I can lock up 1, 2. Once I have everything done, I'm gonna put the car on the floor and we're gonna retighten these. Anyways, let's go in the bottom. Okay, so first thing I want to do here is I want to get this spindle in, and remember, once you do this job, your alignment might go off, so make sure you get it alignment. So that's that baby in. Okay, so make sure you put this guy back in. Make sure you put your bracket back in with the 18 millimeter. Make sure your the wiring is not going to rub anywhere. Make sure this is clicked back in where it belongs. Make sure you put your sensor in right here. See this little notch right here? It sits in that hole. So that's how that sits. And then the number 10 goes in. Okay, just like that. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys can be able to do this yourself. So once you're all done, this should be tight. This should be tight. This line should be just like that. Your sensor should be nice and tight. This line should be tucked in here. This should be tucked in there. The connector should be connected, and this should be in there. Nothing is jammed. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna put this shirt boot down a bit more, and then we're all set to let go of this car on the road. So the car's on the floor. I tightened both of these, 3 of these actually, one down there as well. Tucked in. This little guy, I like to put things back together the way it is, nice and tight. Tighten them now with the force of the car. Anyways, peace out and bye-bye.